Imagine Draymond Green hitting you in the face. Well, if you're Jordan Poole, you don't gotta imagine it. In professional sports, the tension and the passion can sometimes be so high it can lead to confrontation. But a confrontation between two teammates is something we don't see very often. That altercation, or should I say beating, happened on Wednesday the 5th of October. The participants last year were NBA champions Draymond Green and Jordan Poole in a scrimmage part of their practice. A leaked video shows us just how serious of an altercation it was. In the video, we can see Draymond approaching Poole on the baseline, telling him something. Poole was standing and listening to the coach until Draymond came face to face with him and muttered something. Poole, obviously annoyed, shoved Draymond because he invaded his personal space. Green didn't like that. He immediately attacked and punched Poole right in the face. Poole immediately collapsed against the wall, and to some reports, he fell unconscious. Poole surprisingly got up and finished the practice. Then he left the gym. He appeared the next day, seemingly unharmed, and he practiced fully. One possible reason for their beef might be Poole's contract extension, but Green refuted that. As a reminder, Poole is in the process of negotiating with the Golden State Warriors. They are trying to achieve a deal before the 17th of October, avoiding the possibility of Jordan entering a restricted free agency next summer. This drastically impacts the future of Jordan Poole at the Golden State Warriors. "I failed as a leader. I failed as a man," Green said at a news conference. "There's a huge embarrassment that comes with that. Not only for myself, as I was the one that committed the action. The embarrassment that comes from me is what it is. That's something that I have to deal with. The embarrassment that Jordan has to deal with and that this team has to deal with, but also Jordan's family. His family saw that video. His mother and father saw that video. Quite frankly, if my mother saw that video, I know how my mother would feel. I know what her reaction would be, and I know what her next step would be. For that, I apologize to his mother and father and his family and his friends. The day the altercation took place, I was in a very, very bad space mentally, dealing with some things in my personal life that I can't sit here and say. Like, oh, you're dealing with some things in your personal life. That didn't shorten your temper. That didn't change your reaction in those moments. All those things are tied together, and I think that's where you get to see the human being side of us. Where if you're dealing with something when you step on the court, it just doesn't go away. That's the same brain. That's the same body that is dealing with something that's now stepping onto that court. Some rumors started leaking that Poole's behavior caused this fight, but according to the words of Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala, his teammates and mentors, Jordan has been absolutely amazing as a teammate, and he's been working so hard to improve his game. Many people, upon seeing him play, started saying that the Warriors have managed to duplicate Steph Curry. 23-year-old Poole is playing like he's been in the league for a decade. Following the incident, Warriors GM Bob Myers and coach Steve Kerr immediately addressed the press, saying Draymond will take some time away from the team and will be disciplined internally. However, with the season around the corner, this will not reflect well on the team chemistry going into the new season. Steve Kerr also said that this was one of the 20-plus fights he's witnessed in his 30-year basketball career. When he was a player for the Chicago Bulls, he got a black eye from none other than the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. Kerr said that this kind of incident is like a family fight, and it should be kept and dealt with internally. This was, however, not the first fight in Draymond's career. We know Green is famous for his trash talk and his aggressive stance on the court. In 2016, Green was arrested for an assault on Michigan State defensive back Jermaine Edmondson. He also led the NBA in technical fouls that year. He was fined $25,000 after he kicked Steven Adams in the groin. In the 2016 NBA Finals, he made a flagrant foul on LeBron James, potentially costing his team a title. The Warriors were leading the series 3-1, and then Green went frantic. After James stepped over him, Green got up and tried to hit James. After the game, NBA officials gave Green a flagrant foul, his fourth one of the postseason. That means only one thing: automatic suspension. The Cavaliers used that momentum and won 3 straight games, winning the 2016 NBA championship. When asked about it 6 years after the incident, Draymond said, "The only thing that may have changed is, I'm not sure I would react the same at that moment, just because I've grown as a person." What a bold statement for a guy that, in his 33rd year, punches younger teammates. However, this isn't his first altercation with a teammate. In 2019, he started arguing with his teammate Kevin Durant. After their argument, Durant decided he wanted to opt for free agency. Who knows how many titles would that roster win? Durant was one of the first players who sided with Poole on the matter, because he knew firsthand what it was like having Green as a teammate. Has Draymond Green become a liability for the Warriors? The 2017 Defensive Player of the Year and four-time NBA champion is acting like he hasn't matured at all, endangering his future, the future of Poole and the Warriors, and the future of the Golden State Warriors this season. He has caused unrepairable damage. So much for the NBA veteran. Lately, there's been a lot of talk regarding the Warriors roster and the gap between the veterans and the young players. On one side, there are Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala. And on the other side, there are Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Moses Moody, and Patrick Baldwin Jr. As their owner, Joe Lacob, states, the secret ingredient is balance. It's clear the management thinks ahead, and even now tries to prepare for a new franchise dynasty, but tries to achieve predicted results in the upcoming season. The Warriors have an impressive roster, and they are looking like a strong championship contender again. They were looking like that before this incident. Now they have two players who are a huge part of their rotation, clearly not on good terms. Jordan Poole is, however, looking like that incident had occurred to someone else, finishing the training camp in an awesome shooting and playing form. He transferred that to the court in a preseason game against the Los Angeles Lakers. The Warriors lost 121-124, but Poole was phenomenal, while Anthony Davis dominated the other side. Jordan Poole finished the game with a team-high 25 points, adding 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He didn't make a single turnover in his 23 minutes on the floor. He also had the highlight of the game with his behind-the-back Euro step. He managed to shake off 2 defenders before scoring with a floater. Poole has been looking more and more like a second Steph, and with last season's average of 18.5 points, 4 assists, and 3.4 rebounds per game, he would be a really tough loss to the Warriors roster. He was also the last season's best free throw shooter, with an amazing 92.5% efficiency from the line. The Warriors management has a tough decision in front of them. Obviously, they cannot keep both of them playing under the same banner. As Isaiah Thomas said, if you're my teammate, you don't hit me like we don't know each other. That ain't it. Judging by the players' and coaches' attitude, it seems like Draymond lost the trust of his teammates. It would seem obvious to keep a young, hard-working prospect and to trade a player that shoots less than 30% of the time, has below double-digit averages in both scoring and rebounding, and makes a lot of trouble when he's on the court or off the court. Sorry, Draymond, but you've made a mess, and now you've got to clean it up.